Hey guys, big welcome back to part two of New York Central Park. And unfortunately, I hate to tell you, you'll never actually get to see part one because part one was flown on the other side of the park and the SD card corrupted. It was my buddy flew it in his DJI Phantom 4, but something went terribly wrong with the card, and no matter what we tried, we couldn't recover the footage. So unfortunately, that's missing, and that was probably, it could have been the better side anyway because it had all those buildings in it and stuff. But nonetheless, we'll get a cool video up here for you, checking out Central Park for anyone that's never been. This was, I believe, in May of 2017. Um, Unless that violates any kind of laws, in that case, this was probably like 10 years ago. I don't remember the exact date, 10 years ago. Anyway, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to my longtime subscribers. Probably been wondering where all my videos are. I've just been really crazy busy working and stuff like that, working on some life goals and whatnot. So haven't had too much time really for making any new videos. However, I do have a bunch of video on my hard drive, so I'm going to try to use up some of that while I'm waiting for my Mavic to get repaired. I'll tell you just quickly, my Mavic is broken. I have no idea why. I flew it several months ago on a very, very windy day, like 60, 70 km/h winds, if not higher. And after that, the camera didn't work properly. I replaced the ribbon cable, then it did work for a bit, and then the same thing happened again. So I sent it into a drone store in Toronto. They looked over it and said that it needed a gimbal motherboard, which they could not replace, or they'd have to replace the whole gimbal at a cost of about 350. And because it's still under warranty, I figure I'm going to try to send it into DJI before eating a $350 repair bill. So that being said, I do have a ton of video, and I will do my best to try to get this up, and some more reef tank videos too, like some updates on some of that and other things as well. So anyhow, back to the video here. Now we got all my personal problems out of the way. Times Square, sorry, I've got that flight there too. Not my flight, but I'll tell you there is that flight on my channel. If you want to check it out, you can definitely take a look at that. And but Central Park, basically, before ever flying there, did a little Googling, trying to see, Google is God, right? So that's our answer for everything in life. So Googling if you can fly in Central Park, it was mixed reviews, to be honest. It was some people said yes, some people said no, and some people said it depends where that you can fly legally in certain parts. What we know is that there was no flight restrictions in app. This was, not within the 5 miles or whatever of an airport. There were helipads, obviously, along the Hudson and whatnot, but um, it didn't block you in the app and didn't really get too high either. You know what I mean? Wasn't looking for problems. Now, while flying, you're going to see some little bit of popo action, and that was like I was like, uh-oh, thought the cops were coming to see who was flying it, but we'll see after. It was very unfortunate that we didn't get the full video because flying down on the far end there was going to be pretty sweet, like, and then stitching the videos together was the idea. This is raw, uncut. Obviously, I could have, cut this down to like 1 minute of good flight or something like that, but this is just kind of an uncut video so you guys can get a look at Central Park. And it was cool. We did a lot of walking around in there. Didn't get a chance to go for a swim in the pond. It looks like a beautiful swimming pond, but didn't really get the chance to. So maybe next time. And I'm totally joking. I don't think anyone would actually want to swim in that pond. Um, I love that the city has dedicated this space and it'll never be built on, or as far as I know, it'll never be built on. I think that's actually fantastic. Like it looks like the damn park's half the size of the city, and it's just like, a great resource to have in there for people. The walking paths and the big rocks. I wish I had had the footage because on the other side there's all these huge rocks in there. Which if you ever seen, what's that? Home Alone, Lost in New York, then you've seen I think Macaulay running through that area. Now, New York is an amazing place to fly. I hope to get back out there and fly some more. There's just tons to see, and yeah, like I love flying in the tropics, but I got to say this would probably be maybe my tropical destinations is probably my favorite spot to fly. Second was probably over here. um, out in New York. There's just a lot to see. Oh, here we are. There's the police. So I'm actually right over by that bench right there. You see all the people? And then the cops like right there, and I was like, oh no. And so I was just watching, and I actually had my back away from him, or like about my back to him, sorry, just seeing if they were gonna stop. And I got my buddy there standing next to me. He's like, no, 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 you're good. They're keeping going. And I think they're just, trolling the park type of thing, making their presence known. But gotta love how steady the Mavic is, though. Like the and all the Phantoms actually. Just great machines. I really love them. It is unfortunate that mine's broken. You know what I mean? It's but flying wise, it's still perfect. It flies perfectly. I've never crashed it, so I'm sure it'll get fixed no problem. But so here I was just watching, making sure that they wouldn't hear me coming down, and just a couple of Canadian boys. They probably would have told us just to pack it up and get the hell out of there anyway, if they had a problem with it, which I don't know that they would have. But here I am now that they're gone. We're gonna work on coming down. Oh, there's some props. That's some really good high quality filming skill there. I believe it was actually pretty windy, if I remember correctly. So I'm not sure why my camera was doing that. Maybe I was just descending quick. I don't know. Maybe my camera had already been starting to act up then. That's what it would seem like. But who knows? Anyway, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. I will get some more of these uploaded. I definitely have more to do, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.